Hello from the Flying Reporter, and this is going to be a new feature on the channel. Excuse my glasses being slightly steamed up. I've just been for a walk. I'm in Folkestone. Bertie is at one of his weekend clubs that he goes to, so just taking this moment whilst he's doing that to start a new feature on the channel called Ask the Flying Reporter. And occasionally we'll go through the YouTube comments, the comments that come up on Instagram, and some of the emails I get, and answer your questions. And today's Ask the Flying Reporter is all about the recent video about my engine. If you haven't seen it, go and check it now. Basically some big news, some news I wasn't looking forward to hearing, was that it looks like my engine's going to need a top-end overhaul. That is, the cylinders, the pistons and everything, and the valves and everything else all needs to be overhauled, it would seem. And a few of you have been commenting because clearly with editing, and also with the fact that a lot of the work that had been done on the engine, or the investigations had been done before I got there, there were bits that were missing from the video, and it's prompted a few questions, and I thought I'd just address them here today. And basically the question is, why are the engineers taking the cylinders off my engine if there's just a bit of metal in the oil? Well, we know if we've got metal in the oil, then we need to be careful, and we need to be investigating it and finding out what the cause of it is. But you wouldn't automatically start taking cylinders off. Let me give you some background, and there is a bonus video actually now on my Supporters Club channel which covers some of this anyway, and has some video of some of these processes going on. Basically, India Victor's compressions, that's the pressure that the cylinder will hold, or cylinders will hold, have been going down steadily over the last year. And I think things have fallen on at least one of the cylinders to a rather worrying level this time around. So that's alarm bell number one. Number two, at the 50-hour check, there was some aluminium, little shards of aluminium in the oil filter, and the engineers opted to run the engine for a bit longer to see if that would sort itself out. This time there's a lot more aluminium in the oil filter, and so that's alarm bell number two. Things aren't getting any better. And then the third thing, and this is something that people have been asking, is why did the engineers not do a Borescope inspection? Well, they did. It's just that I wasn't there, unfortunately, when they did that. I live something like 2.5 hours away from Aero, Anglia, and they'd already done all of this before I got there. A Borescope is basically a little probe that goes in the spark plug hole, and they can have a look at the cylinder walls and see what's going on in there. Now, they did that. There's a video of that now over on the Flying Reporter Supporters Club channel, and that showed that pretty much every cylinder was corroded, had pitting, there was glazing, the cross hatching that you get on new cylinders not very visible, and there were signs that the engine had been left idle for some time, where there were actually marks on the cylinder wall where the pistons had been stuck for a while. So obviously the aircraft hadn't been flown quite as often as they ought to be flown in the past. It's possible that through COVID, for example, that this corrosion came about. So all of those things, I'm sure you can now understand why now the engineers started taking cylinders off to find out where this metal was coming from, find out why the compressions are going down so low, and having a good look at this this corrosion that didn't look good at all. So I just wanted to clear that up. That's this week's Ask the Flying Reporter. If you've got any burning questions that you want featured in one of these videos, then contact me through my website, or send me a note through Facebook and Instagram, and who knows, your question may appear in the next video. As I say, if you want to have timely updates on what's happening with the engine now, literally it's only 2 days since I found out what had gone wrong, and we're still working out what to do exactly. We've got a meeting with the engineers on Monday to try and work out what the best course of action is. But if you want to be kept up to date with what's going on and see some extra bonus behind the scenes footage, For example, that Borescope inspection, you can watch that now on the Supporters Club channel. And also coming soon over there will be the revelation of what was causing the metal in this engine, and I'm sure then once you see that, you will realise why this was a very, very timely intervention. And I'm very grateful to the Aero Anglia engineers for their diligence in, you know, getting to the bottom of this at the right time. When the aircraft is on the ground, I'm not flying over some body of water somewhere with my family on board. So good on them. Right, that's it from this little bonus update. As I say, I call it bonus update. It's Ask the Flying Reporter. There'll be more of these in the weeks to come. Fly safely, my friends.